Good morning and welcome to Morning Momentum, coming to you every Monday morning to start your week off, to write, plan, think, dream, hope, and to look at what obstacles might be in your way. Today we're talking about fear and what fear is it that may be stopping you. So let's join in together and talk about the element of fear. Good morning and welcome once again to Morning Momentum Monday, a time to start your week in a hopefully different way, shake it up a little bit, and to look at how you start your days. This is the whole idea behind these videos that I bring to you every Monday morning. So here's the deal. As I record this, it is Halloween. And I thought what better thing to talk about as I pre-record this for Monday is to talk about fear and the fear that we feel on any given day. Sometimes our fear is little and sometimes, oh my gosh, it's huge. And what is amazing to me as I really have thought about leading up to today and, walking into stores and seeing, 20-foot tall skeletons and all the scary things that we put around us on Halloween. I've got a little scarf on. I've got some ghosts. I've got some ghost earrings, right? All these things that we put around us. When in our day-to-day life, so often we avoid fear at all costs. We run from it, we hide from it, we pretend that it's not there. And I will tell you, in my life as an entrepreneur, even as a mom, we fear, for our kids. I remember when my kids were little, that I was just fearful as a mother of would I be the best mom? Can I do the best for my children? And then as they grew up, like the first time my son drove out of the driveway in the car and I no longer had pretty much control, if we ever really do, there he went. And so there was fear that came from that. So fear comes in all shapes and sizes. As an entrepreneur, oh my gosh, I can remember, signing my life away, it seems sometimes, to get loans, to grow the business, to do things, and there is fear behind that. And that's why many people never become entrepreneurs or don't stick with it very long, because the fear scares them back to the job, which, once upon a time used to be the safe haven, it seemed, to get that paycheck every week, but not always the case. So what is it that attracts us to fear at Halloween? Going to haunted houses, dressing up scary, all those things that we could do, and then we avoid it in our day-to-day life. And with that, I thought today we could talk about courage and what the important elements of courage, and really looking at fear head on. I know that sometimes for myself, fear can hit me in the middle of the night. I wake up and then I'm like getting angst about something, whether if I had a speaking engagement to go to, or there was something big happening the next day, or just something ongoing in my life that I wasn't really confident about. I will tell you, even right now, in complete honesty, as I head out on this new creator role and making videos and all of this, it's fearful for me. It's a new path. I'm leaving the comfort, and that's a lot of times fear too, right? I'm leaving the comfort of where I was in order to get to where I want to go. Next week, we'll talk a little bit about being in the middle and how that, the middle of things, there's the before and the after in the middle, and fear is so much in the middle. Again, we'll talk about that more next week. But for this week, what is it? Let me just ask you this question. What is it you are most fearful of in your life right now, today? And if you can even write it down and do some journaling about it. What I find about Morning Momentum that helps me so much is that when I take this time out every morning, even if I've had the heebie-jeebies and scary little things coming at me in the night, is that in the morning when I could sit down in Morning Momentum, sit here, and as you've noticed, my background has changed because I've moved indoors. We had, 8 degrees out yesterday. We have had the change of seasons here. So you're going to be seeing me more here in my, I'll call it my indoor garden, where my plants are in this room. and the sun is out that way. You can see the sunrise is coming up here. And so I can sit down here every morning and just write out what I want to accomplish for the day. I can take from my daily planner, and I will put a link to our planner here, but I can get out my daily planner and start looking at things like, what's my intention for the day today? What are the bright, shiny objects that might take me off course of what I want? Where's the support and inspiration in my day? And then, just who I want to connect with. And then the most important thing, and I think this is the greatest fear buster of all, is looking at my to-dos from yesterday. Okay, what did I say I was going to get done yesterday that I actually did? That's the thing, right? That I actually got it done. So when you can write it down, look back at yesterday, say, okay, I started yesterday, I was a little fearful about this or that, or unsure that I could complete something. And yesterday I was working on this list of things that I needed to get done for like weeks. I've been wanting to get this list done of connections that I want to make, and I got it done. And it felt really good this morning to write down that to-do right here, because I don't write down to-do list, I write the to-do list of what I actually got done. And that's the key, is getting everything out of our head. Think of the relief, and I think this is one of what's really come to me when we look at getting all afraid, right? There's so many endorphins and things that go off in our head, and when we're safe, it feels really good. And that's what I want you to think about morning momentum. It's like all this fear built up, and then you sit down, and it's like you ran away from the monster, and you are now safe. And you can sit here in your peace. I like sometimes during this time of year, especially because it's dark. It was dark when I actually did my morning momentum this morning, my own personal morning momentum. It was dark, so I like candles. I love candles this time of year to take some of the darkness away. We're heading into the darkest days of the year, so we want to keep that in mind. And how can we work with ourselves and keep our momentum strong during these darker days? Because I do not like the darker days, to be sure. But they're here. There's nothing I can do about it. I'm going to look at how to bust that fear and be productive. So looking at what motivates you, where does your strength come from? I can remember so many times that I had to go and step out on a stage, and I was just like scared. I mean, years and years and years ago, I was supposed to talk to this local community group, and I remember waking up sick. I was just sick to my stomach about it because I'd never done it before, and so I did the horrible thing and I called in sick to this speaking thing that I was supposed to do. Luckily, it was a small group and the woman was very forgiving to me, and I went back the following month and gave the talk that I was supposed to give. And that's the important part, is that we step over the fear. So how are you stepping over your fear, looking past the fear? Because most of the time, again, we've built it up so much in our mind that it's bigger. It gets bigger and bigger and bigger. And worry. I'll say this as a mom and having people in my life that I love, or having a business that I love. Worry never serves anyone, most especially you, because worrying just doesn't, there's an acronym for it, I'm sure, but just remember that if worry is coming in, like, what can you do to eliminate the worry from happening? Whether you've got a big event coming up or something that's happening in your life that you're really nervous about, you're fearful of, what can you do? And I will tell you, my friends, writing it down on a annual basis. What do I want out of my life? What do I want on a monthly basis? We've got a new month starting. What do you want out of this month? What is really important to you? Write it down. There is something that happens when we write things down that makes such a difference. And that is going to be my big fear buster that I want to share with you, is write it down. Get it out of you. Sometimes even going for a walk or a run or a bike ride, something physically moving your body can get it out of you. So that is my wish for you on this morning of the beginning of the week is to take this with you all the way through the week. Remember that we have our 21-day Morning Momentum Challenge that is only $14 and just walks you through for 21 days. Takes 21 days to make a habit of everything that you can do each morning, especially if you're someone like me who I thought years ago, I can't do meditation. I got ADHD. My brain just doesn't work that way. Well, I found there's a way to calm myself differently, and that's when I created the Morning Momentum program. And I tell you, which is what the challenge is, and it made all the difference in my life. I can't even begin to tell you my gratitude for having this time every morning, whether I'm on vacation, which I'm heading off to here in a couple of days, which I'm excited about, to someplace warmer. I'm excited about that too. But so while I'm there, it's just keeping it going because it keeps that habit moving, and it keeps, there's nothing greater than doing Morning Momentum on a beach somewhere, which I will be doing. So that, my friends, is what I wanted to share with you this morning. There's a lot of stuff going on in the world that isn't pretty, that can cause us angst. And what we have control of is this part of our world right here. And I encourage you to embrace it, to love it, to not let those ghosts and ghouls and goblins get in your way, to really take the fear. And as Eleanor Roosevelt said so beautifully, to feel the fear and do it anyway. All right, until next week, my friend, I'll see you later. Bye.